we were meant to have Matt Commerford perform live for us. Unfortunately, his power outage problems have not resolved themselves. So Joe has agreed to read Matt's piece with them, and I've agreed to do a little introduction. So the piece is called Iguanarama, and it's part of Matt's PhD novel, which is about what he got up to in the crazy gay scene of the 90s in London. So we're going to be ending up on a way lighter and funnier note.
Yes.
So there's yours.
I do apologise that I'm not as flamboyant as Matt, but this is Matt's piece. Musk-scented sunlight poured in through windows that were not my windows. The floor carpeted in threadbare battleship grey, piles of paperwork on the verge of a breakdown near deep emerald walls. Soft and comfortable was the bed I had found myself in, and although I felt some trepidation about where I might be, it wasn't enough to get me out of this warm cotton envelope and hunt for clothes. I rolled my eyes, naked again. Carry on, where's my clothing? Fresh coffee and cigarette smells waltzed through from beyond the open door. Blue flute, I'm really sorry. Because it's not my piece, I'm not used to it. Blue fumes in amber sunbeams danced geometric shapes. These early morning odours teased my still prickled, alcohol-buzzed brain. A quiet opera was playing not far away, and the playful sound of trickling water. Was someone peeing? I'd risk a cough. Run a cough up the flagpole, see who came to salute. A cup clinked on a saucer. The creak of leather as a body rose up from where they were sitting. A barefoot pad across hard floors, and a figure stood in the doorway. Morning, it said. Morning, I replied, rubbing my eyes, pretending I had just woken up. I looked at him. A slightly built fella, middle to late 30s, probably. Pretty good looking in a Napoleonic way. Tight, thin features with a tousled, light brown boyish crop. A grey silk dressing gown looking oddly flamboyant, like how a beret might look on Sherlock Holmes. Coffee? It wasn't a question. The figure left the doorway. I scanned the room looking for my stuff. Smoking in bed was no doubt frowned upon, but hey, this looks like a nice place, and I was in no hurry to get back to the nurse's accommodation to salute my 3 bags full of nurse ratchet just yet. Coffee, cigarettes, and hangover sex were all on the cards right here. Why leave? He returned before I could do anything more. He held 2 steaming stoneware mugs in one hand and an ashtray in the other, a lit cigarette hanging from the corner of pencil-thin lips. It was the sort of image that Humphrey Bogart could probably pull off, but no one else. No one here. Still, I lifted the corner of the duvet so the man could get in, reached out and took one of the cups as he let his green silk fall on the floor. He was in good shape. Hirsute. My dick was bigger though, so I wasn't completely at his mercy. Just how I like it. How do you know? I said, blowing steam off the top. He looked puzzled for the briefest moment. We had coffee last night when we got back from the Edward. He offered a cigarette, full-strength Marlboro. Well, when in Rome, I took it. I could find my menthols later. He lit the end as I inhaled. Don't you remember? Oh, yeah, I lied. So that's where I had been. The King Edward in Islington. Oh, God, that's right. I'd walked there from Bath for something to do on a do-nothing day. God, had I been there till closing time? How much money had I spent? I was totally screwed. I'd have to resort to stealing food from the communal fridge. Again, Mr. Popularity. You don't remember, do you? I do. It's just all a bit hazy. I think I must have been there all day. Things will come back after a coffee or two. I took a sip. Wow, that's good coffee. Thanks. You kept saying you had to go home, but I'm afraid I kept buying you us drinks. I apologise if I kept you from anything. He didn't look too sorry. Nah, just student nurse stuff. It's all bollocks anyway. Though I should try and get back over there pretty soon. Well, it was another hour till I left the bed. I was still pulling on my t-shirt and looking for my boots as I wandered into the sitting room of his flat. Deco leather sofas and air tray style furniture stood around looking cross and expensive on Chinese rugs. There was money here, and a pond. A deep toupee wall had been enclosed in glass down, which ran rivulets of water into a container on the floor, about a foot deep and 4 feet across, complete with river boulders, weeds, and some stoned-looking koi. Well, ain't that something, I thought, and had a faint desire to flick pennies into it. On safari past potted plants, palms, and ferns, to find the toilet, I found myself face to snout with a huge lizard. Although he was safely behind a scratched plastic wall, taking up an entire length of the hallway, standing stock still on a large knobbly piece of wood, I had to vocalise my bewilderment in an ever so slightly Nelly way. More in surprise than anything. You understand. You all right? Yeah, I forgot about your dragon? Boris. The man came and stood in the doorway, sipping his coffee. The iguana. You met him last night. You said he was scalerific. He raised his eyebrows. Of course. So fun here. I'm really sorry that I was so rubbish at that.